Hello everyone. In this video we're going to be taking a look at an opinion article from USA Today that proves why they have to give it away free at hotels, motels, brothels, and the like. This is written by Amy Russo, who's an opinion contributor. Now, it was published on August 20th, and I know this is going to be put up where it's now getting close to 11 o'clock here Eastern Time, p.m., on the 23rd. So I know I'm getting to it a few days late, but I really wanted to chime in on this. I don't know how many people have seen this yet, but this is really a piece of work. You know, like the idea of that subsidized leftist art that we're told that is great, but we think it totally sucks and we're forced to give our tax dollars to support. You know, it's like that type of like train wreck of a situation. Hey, Twitter, Alex Jones and Donald Trump are a package deal. Either they're both out or they're both in. Which, by making such an absolute, you either do this or you either do that, ultimatum in the title, this dumb, idiotic bitch doesn't realize that she's actually making a case to reinstate Alex Jones, to reinstate people like myself who have been permanently banned from Twitter. Because not only that, it goes to the fact of, well, if you think that Trump should go, all those blue check marks out there spouting hate and anti-white rhetoric, anti-conservative stuff, all of them, they need to go too. But the thing is, it's either if they're going to keep Trump, that means Alex Jones should come back. That means that I should be allowed to come back. That means a lot of people should come back. Or all your asses should get purged. And I'm sure Amy, if, you know, I wasn't permanently, well, I can look, but it says my account's permanently suspended. But I'm sure if anyone went through Amy Russo's tweets, they'd find some, you know, leftist shit that could get her, you know, the ban hammer. At best, Alex Jones' suspension from Twitter might curb his online hysterics. At worst, it may have just made him a martyr for those who support him. Oh no, it made him a martyr for more than those who support him, because on the note of supporting him, I support his right to free speech. I'm not really a fan of Alex. I might watch a little of him for entertainment sometimes. I might, even though he's refuted the fact of what his attorney said about him being an entertainer, because how he presents information can be a little entertaining, but sometimes it can just be a little over the top. And he does present some factual information, probably more than CNN and MSNBC and a bunch of others these days. I'm more of a Paul Joseph Watson type when it comes to InfoWars and Prison Planet. But the thing is he's already been made a martyr for anyone who values free speech. That's the bottom line. Because I'm a free speech absolutist. And this right here makes me support him, even though I might not, you know, be a fan of his. This is ridiculous how the left has to believe in this absolute either-or type of logic. They don't understand that beyond the visual spectrum of 256 shades of gray, there are even more than that in life itself. But they have this idea that it's black and white, and nothing is ever black or white. Well, to them it is, because they base everything on skin color. It's a tough time to be a CEO for Twitter. Banning the notorious Alex Jones, whose conspiracy-mongering, hate-filled account has spouted lies and thinly veiled threats, might seem like a no-brainer to some, but Twitter CEO Jack Dorsey is having a tough time sorting it all out. Now, this is funny, because she's basically committed libel here, because she's making a statement. Hate-filled account, that's a matter of opinion, number one. Okay? Spouted lies and thinly veiled threats. Nowhere has Alex actually made a physical threat. He is, on the note of a supposed threat, has talked about how he's going to beat someone on the intellectual, political, free speech type of spectrum. It's not actual violence, which you want to talk about no-brainers. If you actually put something to back you up, which you cannot, and did it fully out of context, it'd be a no-brainer to see how you're full of shit. In a reliable sources interview with CNN Brian Stelter, which I love this. She goes right to the fact of CNN fake news. USA Today. This is exactly why you are fit for like free distribution, because no one will pay for you. That's why you're given away at hotels and motels and, like I said, brothels. I'm sure the Bunny Ranch hands them out. This is ridiculous. So in this reliable sources interview with CNN's Brian Stelter, the social media mogul has admitted that while he has heard calls for further monitoring of his platform, he simply doesn't have the resources. Right, because you leftist shitbag morons, like you, this stupid bitch, what's her name again? Amy. How could I forget that name? I mean, shit, that's a three-letter name. Amy. Because you want Stasi level, fucking KGB levels of monitoring and censorship. Which the funny thing is if they had the technology to do the levels of monitoring and censorship that's going on today, they'd be freaking blowing loads in their pants because they'd be so ecstatic. And you want to make it worse. You are literally calling for what totalitarian regimes do. But wait, you're probably Marxist, Amy, along with a lot of you idiot leftists who are. You don't understand this shit because you weren't alive when communism was around. You've never been to a communist country. I have. I went to the USSR before the curtain fell. I've seen that shit in action. All right? I had one of their tour guides, if you want to call him that, call her that, watching every single thing we did. We were a bunch of school kids. They thought we were going to subvert the Soviet ideal or some shit. You know, and on that note, they also wanted to keep us away from seeing how shitty things really were. And you're calling for that type of totalitarian environment where you're constantly monitored. It's vile. It's disgusting. You are pathetic human beings. To make matters worse, he's not even sure his temporary suspension of Jones, expected to live Tuesday, will do much to change the behavior of InfoWars leader, who critics say deserves a lot more than a slap on the wrist for his promotion of lies and his targeted harassment of shooting survivors, Muslims, transgender people, and even Stelter himself. Oh, wait a minute. So, making fun of Stelter, calling him out for his shit, showing what a lying sack of shit he is targeted harassment? Are you kidding me? All right, and the thing is the target harassment of shooting survivors. So pointing out that David Hogg is being coached in his interview is harassment. Calling out David Hogg's lies is harassment. Pointing out the fact of terrorist attacks is targeted harassment of Muslims. Well, I'm sorry, when the quote-unquote religion of peace has truck drivers of peace trying to run down innocent fucking people, calling that shit out, reporting on it is not harassment. Okay, the transgender thing, this isn't about transgenders. This is about actual trannies, okay, which there is a difference, who are literally doing vile, disgusting sexual dancing and shit like that in front of small children, which is beyond inappropriate. So why don't we report on some oh, wait, this is an opinion piece, Amy, so you can lie out your fucking ass, you sleazy bitch. Wow, I'm not even a fan of Alex, and here I am defending him with a stupid, with what this stupid bitch is saying. It's ridiculous. A CNN investigation recognized each of those instances as violations of Twitter's users' guidelines, yet the company was reluctant to even put Jones in his virtual timeout. Well, that's because CNN has been lobbying for like 6 or 8 months, has been following, if not a year, I think it actually might be at this point, has been literally with this one fucking shitbag, a supposed conservative who's a neocon moron who works for them, and CNN literally sitting there combing. I mean, it's like Spaceballs when they're combing the desert. They're going through tweets like that, and they're looking for anything that they can go after him with. And they keep going to Twitter going, suspend him for this, suspend him for this, suspend him for this. It's like, you whiny bitch tattletale children. You do realize that no one likes a tattletale like that? Were you the kids who did that and got the shit kicked out of them on a daily basis as a result, and then you'd go and tattletale about how you got the shit kicked out of you for being a tattletale, and then you got the shit kicked out of you again for being a tattletale, and then you did the same thing, and it's been a never-ending vicious circle in your life, and now you feel you have the upper hand, and you're finally going to show those people that being a tattletale has its benefits, because you can go after the people that you don't like if you do it enough times and get people to finally fucking cave. You're disgusting. You're vile. You should all be ashamed of yourselves. Every single one of you involved in this. But if we hold bad actors like Jones to those standards, why aren't we doing so with our president? Oh, wait a minute. Why aren't we doing so with all the blue check marks that spout, I hate white people, death to white people, Jung or whatever her name is there, the New York Times, racist Asian bitch there. How come her account isn't being banned? Because if you're asking for equally applied standards, then she should be gone. I wouldn't be surprised if we went through your tweets, Amy. You would be gone. Hell, almost all the blue check marks. Half of Hollywood, especially probably more than half of Hollywood. All of the ones that hold the leftist beliefs, every one of them would have a violation. And you know this, but you want it selectively enforced because you're like, well, if Alex Jones is going to go, well, then the president's got to go. We need to ban Trump if you're going to ban him. It's like, come on now, Amy. How about we equally apply it? Oh, wait, are you afraid you might get banned? Are you afraid all your blue checkmark friends might get banned? Could that be why? Oh, wait a minute, no. The left only believes in the standards being enforced as they see fit. They don't believe in equality or actual equality. When do we ban Trump from Twitter? President Donald Trump has leveraged the platform's power to target dissenters, undercut the credibility of journalists, and launch disinformation campaigns from the birther movement to the size of his presidential inauguration crowd. Whoa! This is funny. First off, targeting dissenters, translation. Someone talks out their ass and he calls them out for it. That's targeting a dissenter. Undercutting the credibility of the journalist. So wait a minute, by showing that you're lying sacks of shit. It isn't the fact that you're lying sacks of shit on why your credibility has been undercut. It's the fact that the president has Twitter. Are you seriously this retarded? Or are you this dishonest? I mean, you either are retarded, dishonest. Well, okay, you could be a moron. You don't have to. Being a moron and retarded aren't mutually exclusive, because I've met some intelligent retards, especially in comparison to you. But yeah, this is ridiculous. And the birther movement was not started. Oh my God, did not launch the birther movement. Donald Trump had nothing to do with the birther movement. Oh my God, you're pinning shit on Trump. I mean, he talked about the fact that Obama might not be an American born, might not have been born in the United States. But he wasn't the person who launched the disinformation campaign. I mean, you, on the other hand, are definitely launching a disinformation campaign. And this thing about his inauguration crowd, more people did watch between online there and everything else, which one of the reasons why a lot of people didn't show up is because they knew Antifa was going to be there, and they didn't want to deal with the fact of getting jumped by 20 fucking soy boys who couldn't take the person on that they jumped, one-on-one. I would have gone, but hey, I don't want to end up in that type of shit. Why? When all those little shitbags are running through the streets and they're jumping people and destroying property and all that stupid shit, why would someone show up there? It was kind of intimidation to stop them from doing it, and you know it. Last year, Trump sparked outrage with an edited video appearing to show him clobbering an individual meant to represent CNN in a violent outburst. Oh my God. They're bringing up the Hans asshole solo thing, thinking that enough time has moved on to where they can actually portray this for victimhood points, for victimhood status. No, CNN, it's called free speech. A private individual created the meme, took a clip from at the time, it was not the WWE, it was the WWF. Took a clip, and I believe it actually was during it being, I believe it was actually at the Taj Mahal in New Jersey, that particular one. But Trump comes out, does the whole WWF acting stage thing with Vince McMahon. Someone takes the CNN logo, puts it over Vince McMahon's head, showing that how Trump is smacking them around verbally and exposing them for being fake news. And they turn around and go after the individual and threaten to fucking dox them. And you're trying to play it like CNN's the victim of Trump? No! That innocent fucking person who decided to exercise free speech was a victim of CNN because they didn't like the fact that someone was showing what a freaking joke they are. Last month, he delivered an unhinged, all-caps threat to Iran, cautioning that it would suffer for its war of words. It wasn't unhinged, okay? Wow. That's the same type of tweeting he has done with, like, Rocket Man, and look what happened. Unhinged to you is something that actually gets bypassed, that bypasses the legacy media, goes directly out there and goes and shows that, hey, I'm not going to put up with your shit. And last week, he called Senator Richard Blumenthal, Democrat, Connecticut, a loser and former aide almost McNaught Newman, a dog. Well, I love this. As I always say in my videos, when they literally will throw in quotes like that, like loser and dog, they're taking something out of context. They won't let the full statement stand on its own. And you know what? Blumenthal is a loser. And Omarosa, she's more than a dog. She's a friggin' criminal. She violated federal laws, illegally taping in the fucking White House. Well, but let's leave out her crimes out of this one. For Trump, Twitter is nothing more than his personal boxing ring. No, for Trump, Twitter is his way to get around you shitbags, Amy. So his way to get around CNN. It's his way to respond to people like you. It is his way to put out his point of view and counter the bullshit narratives and lies that you are spewing in the legacy media. This is why USA Today, no one would pay for this. Of course they have to give it away in fucking hotels. And like Jones, he almost suffered the consequences. In July, Fox News' Charles Gasparino revealed that Twitter once considered punishing Trump for his insults of Megyn Kelly about the time of the 2016 election, but then the social media platform backed down. So, calling Megyn Kelly out for her crap is abuse of Megyn Kelly? Oh my God! This is ridiculous. This is a woman who got caught by Alex Jones, mind you, of piecing together her interview with him, because he recorded the whole damn thing, raw and unedited, and showed what a lying sack of shit she is. What a dishonest sleazebag she is. Megyn Kelly, she's an adult. She should be able to deal with it. She said some pretty nasty things about Trump. But what, does she get a pass? The reality is that if Twitter were to truly implement its policies to the fullest extent, Jones would be the tip of the iceberg. Yeah, almost all you blue checkmark shitbags in the legacy media would be gone. The overwhelming majority of Hollywood would be gone. Black Lives Matter, every account associated with it, sure as shit, would be gone. La Raza affiliated accounts would be gone. Brexit accounts, even if they didn't violate, you'd make sure they were gone before you got the axe. Along with a lot of other people you want to see gone. Because you want your little echo chamber so that you can push leftist shit and try to shape policy in the world and government and everything else. We must then ask ourselves this. Why do we need to ban Jones to know that he's a hateful, divisive figure marketing deception? We know shots rang out in Parkland, Florida. We saw parents grieve their children in Newton, Connecticut. We don't buy into his myth that transgenderism is a CIA plot to destroy the family unit and that Muslims are staging a Western invasion. Well, the whole thing with the whole sexuality thing, that's actually from declassified documents. So, I don't know what to tell you there. And this whole Muslim thing, staging a Western invasion, what the fuck do you call Europe? Literally rolling in there and saying, you're going to do shit our fucking way now. That is an invasion. That is literally the fucking definition of an invasion. If someone rolls up my fucking street and tells me, you're now doing things my way, and it's a large group from a particular nation or region like the Middle East where, you know, the idea to them isn't like necessarily national borders, it's, you know, religious ideology. If they rolled up my fucking street and said, oh, you're now going to do this and you're going to, you know, read from the Quran and you're now, I'd be like, go fuck yourselves. But like, the only way I'm going to submit to you is if I'm fucking dead. So take your best shot, bitch. And I mean that too. Yet, Muslims aren't staging a Western invasion. No, it's just being pushed on. It's the globalists that are actually doing it, and they're using the Muslims. So let's be more accurate here, you dishonest shit. Because it's globalists like Merkel and moron who's run, that French frog fuck running France. I'm having a brain fart on his name. But him and others in the EU are pushing this shit. They're running the show. You got Soros behind them. He's the fucking, you know, like Lord Sith, like, with like these puppet strings attached to all of them. I mean, this is ridiculous. At best, Jones's suspension might curb his online hysterics. Yeah. I hate to break it to you, but I already know what's going to happen once Alex goes back. He's going to push things even further. He's going to push them to the limits. I would. Because when I'm told I'm not, if I have someone try to tell me, you're not doing that, fuck you. I'll do it and more. You're not going to tell me what to do, and he's the same type of person on that note. Wow, this bitch is clueless. Amy, you're fucking clueless. At worst, it may have just made him a martyr for those who support him. Let's be clear. They indeed exist whether we ban them or not. Oh, well, at least she can admit that there's more than just Alex's voice out there. But the people who are supporting him and are saying that he shouldn't be banned, they all got to be his fans. No. I hate to break it to you, Amy, but that's not the case. Here I am, I'm making this video. I'm chiming in because I read this friggin' ridiculous bullshit piece that you wrote here in USA Today. So, like, do you get, like, paid in points, you know, at, like, Best Western and Holiday Inn and La Quinta and shit? Because, I mean, they give out your papers, and where it's clear you're not really making any money as a news outlet, they got to pay you somehow, and I highly doubt that these establishments would actually pay you for your paper. So how the hell do you live? Are you living off of, like, you know, continental breakfasts and free rooms? Because pushing this shit, you're not going to get a real job as a journalist, if there is such a thing these days. In the legacy media, that is. Wow. When will we, the public, take responsibility for our consumption of the truth versus our attention to falsehoods? You people on the left don't want to do that. Because taking responsibility for your consumption wouldn't be going, Jack, he's saying shit that I find mean. Jack, please suspend him and the president because I don't like what they say. And I'm still Trump deranged over a year and a half later. You're a spurging moron. You're all spurging morons. And you know what? Let Jack ban Trump. Do you know how much of a loss of user base Twitter would see? Because it would be easy to then have Trump transition to Gab, for example. Transition, you know, say fuck you to Facebook while he's at it and transition to Minds. Do you know what type of user increase those sites would see? So go ahead. Push Jack for that. You want the president banned? Then push for it. I fucking dare you. Because if you keep pushing for it, it's just going to mean that he's probably going to end up on Gab. And it's going to be bye-bye Twitter. Push for it on Facebook. He'll move to Minds. Same situation. You don't think when you have Alex, who is in contact with the White House and even the president, his former Nixon, the one that they went after for Guccifer, Roger Stone, who is personal friends with and ran Trump's campaign at one point, working for him and with him, and has direct line to the White House and the president. You don't think that if Jack booted Trump, who do you think actually, wait a minute, who do you think tipped off the president to the censorship of conservatives and Republicans? It was Alex fucking Jones, you morons. Which, conveniently, right after he does it and informs the president to it and gives him a detailed report on it that was compiled by, oh God, what the hell is his name? From Natural Foods or whatever the hell it is. That guy that used to fill in on Alex's show quite a bit back in the day. Him. And a few people from InfoWars. And they compiled it with evidence and everything. Right after he does that and hands it off to the White House, he gets this mass ban happen? I mean, come on now. that was just kind of like, I think, the straw that broke the camel's back and led to them going, well, if we keep letting him go there, he's going to keep exposing our shit and we're fucked. But anyway, I've covered this well enough. I'm just going to leave things here. If you liked this video, depending on where you are watching it, please give it an upvote or thumbs up. If you want to know when new content of mine hits the internet, don't forget to subscribe to one or more of my social media or video accounts listed here. Also, with YouTube, don't forget to ring that bell. You can find all of my video content on both BitChute and YouTube. This may not be the case with other places I upload to, but I will try to minimize this happening. You are always welcome to interact with me at any of these sites on the list, so feel free to do so. If you have anything you want me to cover in a video when it comes to news or current events, send it right along to me. I will try to do my best to cover it. As always, thank you for watching.